for the international news, UN reclarifies cannabis as less dangerous drug. A United Nations Commission voted to remove cannabis for medical use from a list of the most risky narcotics such as heroin. A United Nations Commission voted on Wednesday to remove cannabis for medical purposes from a category of the world's most dangerous drugs, a highly anticipated and long-delayed decision that could clear the way for an expansion of cannabis research and medical use. The vote by the Commission for Narcotic Drugs, which is based in Vienna, includes 33 member states, considered a serious recommendation from the World Health Organization on reclarifying cannabis and its derivatives, but a set attention centered on a key recommendation to remove cannabis from Schedule 4 of the 1961 Convention of Narcotic Drugs, where it was listed alongside dangerous and highly addictive periodics like heroin. Experts say that vote will have no immediate impact on loosening international controls because governments will still have jurisdiction over how to classify cannabis. But many countries look at Global Convention for guidance, and United Nations recognition is a symbolic win for advocates of drug policy change who say that international law is out of date. And quote, "This is a huge historic victory for us. We couldn't hope for more," said Kenzie Ribold-Zimoli, an independent researcher for drug policy who has closely monitored and voted in the position of member states. He said that cannabis had been used throughout history for medical purposes, and that decision on Wednesday reinstated that.
And for the international news, cargo ship with 12 crew sinks in Black Sea off Russian coast. A cargo vessel with 12 crew members aboard sank on Wednesday morning off Russia's Black Sea coast, authorities said as they searched for some of the seamen who are still missing. The cargo ship, which was transporting grain from Russia's southern Rostov region to Turkey, went missing from radars in the Kerch Strait, which connects the Black Sea and the Sea of Azov. Early Wednesday, the local branch of the emergency ministry said. 3 crew members from the ship, which was sailing under a Panamanian flag, were saved, the Federal Agency for Maritime Transport told RIA Novosti News Agency. The emergencies ministry said high winds and strong waves have prevented rescue ships from immediately traveling to the area where the cargo vessel, last located around 24 kilometers or 15 miles from the Russian town of Taman, is thought to have gone down at around 0030 GMT. The 12 crew members included 9 Ukrainians, 2 Russians, and 1 Georgian national, Russia's investigative committee said.
Meanwhile, for the national news, we will do better in 2021, said Palace. So Manila, with the cooperation of everyone, Malacanang on Tuesday said the economy will recover from multiple shocks, including the coronavirus disease 2019, said COVID-19 pandemic that hit the country this year. Presidential spokesperson Harry Roque made this comment following the World Bank or WB latest projection that the Philippine economy will shrink by 8.1% this year due to the COVID-19 and devastating typhoons. Roque reiterated the government's appeal to follow the minimum health protocols designed to prevent the spread of the deadly COVID-19. In its latest Philippine economic update, the WB said that while the country's economy is expected in contact in 2020, it noted sustained improvements in managing the pandemic, and the possible rebound in a global economy can help the country recover in 2021 and 2022. The current economic forecast is a revision from the 6.9% World Bank forecast in October, resulting from the deep contraction in the third quarter of the extensive damage and losses suffered by the country from the typhoons and the floods in November. The series of the natural disasters is a hit the country while we all battling the pandemic highlights the importance of mainstreaming disaster risk reduction and climate change adaptation into policy and planning, said Diami Diop, World Bank Country Director of Brunei, Malaysia, Thailand, and the Philippines. In a coded code, while the Philippines is financially resilient, stronger coordination, execution, and implementation would help further improve social and physical resilience to frequent shocks. Typhoons Rolly, Sione, and Ulysses that hit the country in November in just a span of 2 weeks have brought devastation to a large swath of Luzon, further dampening in this year's growth outlook. Economic activities across the country frozen by the quarantine measures in the global recession will also likely contract to the economy in 2020, temporarily reversing against made in poverty reduction in recent years according to WB. Prior to these disaster events, the economy has already posted a 10% contraction in the first 3 quarters, the worst since 1985 debt crisis due to a plunge in the private domestic demand, deep contraction in investment activities, and weak exports, it added.
Meanwhile, for the national news, Davao del Sur Vice Governor suspended over pork scam. The Sandigan Bayan has ordered a 90-day suspension of Davao del Sur Vice Governor Mark Douglas Cagas IV for his alleged misuse of the Priority Development Assistance Fund or pork barrel during his term or her term as congressman. In a 10-page resolution dated December 3, the Antigraft Court cited Section 13 of Republic Act 3019 in connection to Cagas' preventive suspension. Any incumbent public officer against whom any criminal prosecution under a valid information under this Act or under the Title Number 7, Book 2 of the Revised Penal Code or for any offense involving fraud upon government or public funds or property, whether as a simple or as a complex offense and in whatever stage of execution and model of participation is pending in court, shall be suspended from the office. The Vice Governor has been charged for allegedly transferring 7.55 million pesos of his PDAF to fake entities linked to the alleged pork barrel scam mastermind Janet Linda Poles. According to the resolution, Cagas contended the decision, saying putting him under preventive suspension will no longer serve its purpose because he cannot influence the investigation. He further claims that placing him under preventive suspension at this time will no longer serve its purpose because the subject documents are already pre-marked and made part of the court records, the resolution said. Cagas used to present the 1st District of Davao del Sur in the House of Representatives from 2007 to 2013.
And for the local news, 34 employees from 9 frontline departments of the Iloilo Provincial Government completed a 6-day training course on the Basic Incident Command System or ICS and Emergency Operations Center or EOC conducted by the Office of Civil Defense or OCD, Region 6 last November 16 to 21, 2020 at the Casa Real Iloilo Province Provincial Capital. The training is in the line with the plan of Governor Arthur Defensor Jr. to establish functional 24/7 Operations Center under the Provincial Civil Defense Center or PCDC, which he also proposed. Susana Wanko, Capacity Building and Training Service Director of the OCD Central Office, who gave a message via Zoom during the opening lauded of Governor Defensor Santiago and the Iloilo Provincial Government for initiating the establishment of the PCDC, which aims to improve the provincial government's response to disasters as well as reduce its risks and consequences.
And for the local news, Senator's Boost robbed 2 suspects at large. Cash amounting to 9,200 pesos were taken by 2 men who feigned as passengers of a Ceres bus heading to Arevalo district. The suspects, who were unarmed, hijacked the busy flying Antique, Iloilo route in Barangay Parara Norte, Tigbawan, Iloilo around 7:50 p.m. on December 6, a police report showed. Police Captain Roy Castro, Tigbawan Police Chief, said one of the suspects grabbed the bag of bus conductor Jeremy 1426 of Barangay Nagbangi 1, San Regimio, Antique. There was grappling between the bus conductor and one of the suspects. The suspects got the bag and fled, Castro said. The bag was containing 14's bus fare collection, including his own allowance. 14 said the suspects boarded a bus in Gimbal, Iloilo. As of this writing, policemen remain clueless of their identity. There were no surveillance cameras inside the bus. The Tigbawan police launched a manhunt operations.
And for the sport news, Olympic-bound Filipino boxer Yumer Marshall is set to make his highly anticipated professional debut on December 16 when he faces off against American fighter Andrew Whitfield. For the four-round middleweight encounter will take place at the Microsoft Theater at Los Angeles. This is still just a part of his progression on the Tokyo 2021 Olympics. MP Promotion President Sean Gibbons said of Marshall's upcoming professional debut. Marshall signed a 6-year contract with MP Promotion in July and flew to the United States in October to work with celebrated trainer Freddie Roach at the Wild Card Gym in Los Angeles. Gibbons, who says Marshall is a potential gold medalist in Tokyo, who believes Whitfield will be a good first test for the heavy-handed Filipino. Andrew is from Idaho, just a tough, rough MMA fighter slash boxer, said Gibbons, and added, just a real good style, comes to rumble, comes to get in your face, likes to fight. Marshall has proclaimed himself ready for his pro debut after 2 months of hard training in Los Angeles.
And for the sports news, Jordan, Obama, Kaepernick jerseys set auction records. Jerseys worn by retired NBA legend Michael Jordan, former US President Barack Obama, and ex-NFL quarterback Colin Kaepernick set world records on Friday at Julien's auctions. The jerseys, along with another from NBA Los Angeles Lakers star LeBron James, were featured attractions in a 4-day auction that ended Friday. The 1984 signing day number 23 jersey of former Chicago Bulls icon Jordan, who guided the club to 6 NBA crowns in the 1990s, went for $320,000 US. That set a record sale price for any jersey worn by the 5-time NBA Most Valuable Player and 14-time NBA All-Star Playmaker. The white jersey was one of the Jordan lifted at his first news conference as a member of the Bulls as the club announced signing their top NBA draft selection. The previous record payout for a Jordan jersey was last July 18 for $288,000 US for one more worn in the 1998 Eastern Conference Finals against Indiana. Obama's number 23 white jersey worn by the future president during his senior year at Puhanao School as a member of the 1979 Hawaii State Champion squad sold for $192,000 US, a record price for any high school jersey. It broke the old prep sales mark of $187,000 US from October 2019 for a James High School jersey and came with a copy of the 1979 school yearbook showing Obama playing in the jersey. Kaepernick rookie jersey for the San Francisco 49ers, a white number 7 shirt signed by the controversial quarterback, was used in his NFL debut on October 2, 2011. It went for $128,000 US, the most expensive NFL jersey ever sold at auction. The prior mark was $118,230 US, set by a 1960s Giannis Unitas Baltimore Coast jersey sold in 2015, and a Joe Namath in 1960s New York Jets rookie jersey sold last July. Kaepernick kneeling protest during the U.S. anthem before NFL games gained national attention when U.S. President Donald Trump called for kneeling players to be fired. Kaepernick went unhired as a free agent after opting out of his 49ers contract and has not played since while becoming a symbol for black social justice protests. A James 2003 to 2004 Cleveland Cavaliers rookie season jersey went for 128,000 US dollar to bring the total sales price for the trio of 23 jersey to 640,000 US dollars.
And for the health news, the Department of Health or DOH in partnership with the World Health Organization or WHO is jointly raising awareness on the importance of public mental health, especially amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. Though the Philippines has consistently ranked in the top 5 of the Global Optimism Index in the National Center of Mental Health, or NCMH, has revealed a significant increase in monthly hotline calls regarding depression, with numbers rising 80 calls pre-lockdown to nearly 400. Globally, the most vulnerable population is those aged 15 to 19. Mental health related deaths are also the second leading cause of fatalities in the age group. These numbers illustrate the need for more conservation in programs that will break the stigma around the mental health. Most times, Filipinos do not feel comfortable sharing their mental health challenges for fear of alienation to prejudice. The coded code, the importance of mental health initiatives is just as crucial as those for the COVID-19 pandemic, said Health Secretary Francisco T. Doge. Now more than ever, we need to promote holistic health where we are caring for the body, the mind, and even the spirit. The DOH has launched a multi-sectoral approach for mental health with programs and interventions across a variety of setting examples, workplaces, schools, communities, aimed to high-risk groups. The commemoration of the World Suicide Prevention Day also called attention to the plight of those who are undergoing severe forms from this depression.
And for the health news, Monsanto Philippines gives free medical checks to 500 Bulacan kids. Some 500 children, primarily from underserved communities in this town, were beneficiaries of a free medical program provided by Monsanto Philippines. Monsanto Philippines Bulacan plant manager Chris Palarca said that a joint partnership program with volunteer pediatricians and general medical practitioners in the area conducted the free medical outreach to more 500 children who were given medical checkups and vitamin supplements. Before they conducted a medical mission of free checkups and consultation, a team from Monsanto conducted surveys in terms of the beneficiary medical needs near the company's refuge in a bag plant and cold warehouse located in Bulacan. Palarca said that despite some progress made in quality and affordable healthcare provisions, a number of children in the area continue to suffer from growth, compromise, cognitive development, and poor physical health.
And for the entertainment news, Alex Gonzaga advised by doctor to rest her voice. Although the reason behind it remains unclear, YouTube sensation and Launch Out Loud host Alex Gonzaga revealed on Instagram that she was advised by her doctor not to talk unless she is working. Another photo in her Instagram story read, coded code, for the next 2 weeks I am told by my doctor not to talk if I'm not on stage or working. So if you see me doing hand gestures and writing something to the people around me, please don't judge me. Also, Alex expressed how difficult her situation is by saying, during my Christmas break, I am required not to talk at all. So help me God. The TV host and actress also revealed that she's currently using a mini whiteboard to communicate with the people.
And for the entertainment news, Arjo Ataide gets emotional as he accepts Best Actor Plan at the Asian Academy Creative Awards 2020. Arjo Ataide made history as the first Filipino to cop the Best Actor trophy at the recently concluded Asian Academy Creative Awards 2020 for his excellent performance as Benji in the socio-political action drama series Bagman. He bested 9 other actors from Thailand, Taiwan, Singapore, Myanmar, Malaysia, Indonesia, India, Hong Kong, and China for the plan. Note, Arjo was also the only Pinoy to take home a prize at the prestigious event. According to the organization, the extraordinary win of Arjo was more than appropriate as the 30-year-old star, quote-unquote, nailed the complexity of his character. Arjo could not help but feel emotional, quote-unquote. I don't know what to say, I'm caught off guard, he said, gathering his thoughts. Then he thanked ABS-CBN, his family and supporters. Arjo made special mention of Bagman writer and director Shugo Praiko, quote-unquote, thank you so much. I rode your imagination, you brought me here, he said. Arjo also expressed his gratitude to the Asian Academy Creative Awards for pushing through with the event amid the ongoing pandemic. Quote-unquote, this means so much to me, to everyone else, to every actor who's existed tonight and showed their brilliance, their art, that we love the same thing. We are just here doing the same thing and it's a dream come true. Man, he said. He added, quote-unquote, I'm not just one of the actors in the Philippines. There are a lot of brilliant actors and I just hope to do more for them, to be able to show you even more of what we have in our country. And I hope this is not the first and last. I hope this is the beginning for everything. Thank you so much.
And that's it for today's news. And this is Angel Fonilio.
And I am Lloyd Pilarta for MK Education Live reporting. Good morning, everyone. Good hand, and go.